Hi, I'm Matt Garvin,
I'm Prevatt.
And I'm Tristan Weitzel.
and our rec project was on the Langdale Forest road maps on the Willis Tract.
Our project objectives are to collect global positioning system GPS coordinate points of all roads on the property. We also want to create a map with the property boundary and road coordinate points to make a shapefile of the roads. We had to install road signs in their pre-designated locations along roadsides at intersections. We had to take GPS coordinates of all road sign locations and add road sign locations to the map of the property. We also wanted to create names for future road signs for the remaining roads on the property that weren't named and did not have signs.
The first major portion of our project was where we went out to the property on 2 different occasions and we started to take a global positioning system or GPS points of all the roads on the property. And we did this in kind of 2 different ways. The main way was we rode around on a UTV with one person driving and then the other 2 alternating between taking the GPS points. And so the reason why we had to use UTV and on foot is because when we were out there, we'd be on the UTV driving around and we didn't want to take the risk of getting it stuck or damaging it in any way. So in certain areas we would park it, turn it off, get off, and then walk around in the wetter areas to collect those points. And then there were certain locations on the first day that we couldn't get to because there were certain gates that were closed and there was no easy way to access those roads from the on foot. So we came back out a second day and used the GPS and the UTV after the school forest manager Grant Rants unlocked those gates for us to collect the remainder of the road points.
Okay, so on the 15th of February 2023, we collected our GPS points for about half the roads on the property. Those being the ones that were not locked behind a gate that we would need Mr. Rents to let us in. After we had gathered our point data, we then later took those points from the GPS and uploaded them to the ArcGIS Pro system at the ABAC Yale Computer Lounge, and we began the construction of our roadmap.
This image here is a picture of our preliminary data from the first day of our GPS collection. So as you can see, we started here at the shop and we drove around all throughout the property to collect as many road points as we could that day. At certain areas is where we ran into snags, like here it just got too wet to continue to drive or walk to those areas. And then also here at this ending point here, that's where our road had been washed out from a previous storm event that happened and it was just inaccessible and we couldn't get to the rest of the property without having other gates unlocked. But just to mention, there is a gate here where this road intersects with Willis Road and also here where this road intersects with Willis Road.
So on February 22nd of 2023, we collected the remaining GPS points for the second half of the roads on the property. We had to get Grant to unlock this gate for us and come in back here and go in behind the creek to collect all the points on the other side of the creek, all the way down here to the other side of the washed out culvert. We then uploaded those points into our GIS map.
The next portion of our project was to go out to the property and place the road signs in their respective locations. So what we had to do for this process was load the signs into the back of the UTV along with a sledgehammer, and we would drive around with Mr. Grant Rants to their designated locations where he wanted them to be placed for practicality and so that they would all be professional, because some of the road names are just kind of silly. They didn't want those silly names to be, out front broadcasted for, just regular visitors, maybe higher ups in the school to just go out there and see. So some of those, for instance, like Soupy Slough was a road name. And while it's, a decent road name, it just wasn't something that they wanted to be, broadcasted for just everybody to see. But the process of putting the signs out is we would kind of use the back of the UTV as a makeshift ladder because the signs were about 8 feet tall. So one person would hold the sign while the other person got in the back of the UTV and used the sledgehammer to pound the sign into the ground. And then we would move on to the next sign, and we repeated this process until all of the signs were in the ground.
Okay, so after we had pounded our signs into the ground using the sledgehammer and 2x4, we then used the same GPS that we used to map our roads to take coordinates for where the location of each of our road signs are, so that we could later put that onto our map.
So on April 5th, 2023, we finished up our road map. We put the rest of the roads in, and we changed the color scheme of the roads and the borders and the points to match the other groups that had the Big Hill and Christmas Tree Tract, so that all of our roads, all of our maps would look similar.
For the discussion area of our project, so we placed all the road signs that we had at their respective locations, but we ended up not having enough road signs to name all of the roads on the property. So because of this, we decided to create road names for the remainder of the roads on the property, and we took this and put a little bit of our own personal spins on it, while also trying to make the road names make sense with where they are. And as you'll see on a later slide, we think we came up with some pretty sufficient road names that, while we came up with them and they're personal, they are good fits for where they're located. So also along the trajectory of our project, we ran into a few bumps along the road. These weren't major, they just kind of hindered the process a little bit. Mainly these were scheduling conflicts between the three of us, because we're all really busy this semester. We have a lot of heavy class load, and also we all work. So it just kind of led to us having to be, really flexible. And then if, one of us was like, hey, I have some time today, can y'all get together? We would just kind of have to, put aside what we were doing and go out there to achieve the goals that we needed to get done for this project.
Okay, so here shown is our finished map with both the current road names, meaning the ones that already have signs put out on the property, as well as the proposed future road names that we came up with to supplement our lack of signs. First off, for our current roads, we have Covey Lane.
So for reference on our map here, the shop is located here next to Willis Still Road. Covey Lane starts at the shop and comes around into this fallow field all the way down to the southeast corner of that fallow field.
Next up, we have T-Bone Lane.
T-Bone Lane starts here where this small road comes in from Willis Still Road. It's called T-Bone Lane because it makes a T there where this connector road from Willis Still to that is. And T-Bone Lane starts here at Ford Lane and circles all the way around to Soupy Slough on this side.
We then have Rents Road.
Rents Road starts here at Willis Still Road, intersects with Covey Lane, and goes by the shop all the way down to the corner of the southeast corner of this dove field here.
Next up, we have Soupy Slough.
Soupy Slough starts here where it intersects with Ford Lane, comes around to the east where it intersects with Covey Lane and T-Bone Lane at the southwest corner of this fallow field, and then it comes all the way over to where it connects to Shady Lane here.
Next up, we have No Wake Road.
No Wake Road intersects on this power line here, and it cuts in and then dead ends to Ford Lane.
Next up, we have Ford Lane.
Ford Lane starts here where No Wake Road ends, and it loops all the way around to make a big circular shape, and it intersects with No Wake Road and Soupy Slough along the way.
And next up, we have Shady Lane.
Shady Lane starts here at the southwest corner of this dove field, and so it starts here and it comes down running south all the way along to where it intersects this other road here.
And for our proposed roads, we think we came up with some good descriptive road names that really describe where they're at on the property, yet aren't serious enough as to where it seems we had a sense of humor with it. Our proposed roads, first is Dove Pass.
So Dove Pass is here on the south end of the shop, and it's between the shop and the Dove Field, which is where it got its name.
We have Cornerfield Way.
Cornerfield Way is here in the northeast corner of the property. So this field is on a corner, actually the corner of Willis, Still, and Adams Road, and we thought that since the field is on a corner, Cornerfield Road would be a nice way to put that road name.
Next up, we have Allen Avenue.
Allen Avenue circles or encompasses the Dove Field on the east border and the south border, and it ends at Willis Still Road and Shady Lane and runs right adjacent to Allen Lake.
Next up, we have Electric Avenue.
Electric Avenue is perpendicular to Willis Still Road, and it runs along a power line that has No Wake Road and then a future road that we'll mention, A-Back Road, jutting off of it.
Next up, we have Soupy Cut.
Soupy Cut is here. It's perpendicular to Soupy Slough, and that's where it got its name. But on the other end, it runs into Shady Lane.
Next up, we have Wooey Way.
Wooey Way is here on the south border of the property. It starts running along the property border, and the reason why it got its name Wooey Way is because Wooey is an acronym that stands for Wildland Urban Interface, and we named it that because this is all forested area to the north of it, and then directly to the south of it, it's bordered by urban areas like people's houses.
Next up, we have Nowhere Road.
Nowhere Road is here in the central south portion of the property. It juts off of Shady Lane and is perpendicular to it, and it got its name because it goes to nowhere.
Next up, we have Scythe Lane.
Scythe Lane is in the southwest corner of the property. Both ends of it, well, one end of it is on Wooey Way, and then it later intersects with Wooey Way again before turning up and creating a scythe-like shape.
Next up, we have Swamp Road.
Swamp Road connects Soupy Slough and Scythe Lane, and it got its name because it's a really wet area, and we thought that swamp would be a good thing to designate it as.
And A-Back Road.
So A-Back Road is here in the southwest corner of the property. It is a corner of Electric Avenue, and then it connects to Soupy Slough and Ford Lane. And we thought it would be nice to name a road after A-Back because that is the school that we go to. And it's also a back road. It's in the back of the property. It's all by itself. So we figured with it being the school, A-Back, and then A-Back Road also would be a nice name for that road.
So in conclusion, we completed all of the designated work within the period of the project. It took us about 36 hours total between all three of us to collect GPS points and put out road signs and create our map and the proposed future names. We're very happy with the map we created and the future potential road names we produced, and we'd really like to see a future project where more signs are being placed on the Willis Still Tract, hopefully using some of our proposed road names.
All right. Finally, we would like to acknowledge our professor for this project, Dr. Lane, and also the stakeholder who was Mr. Grant Rentz, who is the forest manager for the A-Back School Forest. Not just the Willis Still Tract, but the whole thing encompassing the Big Hill Tract and the Christmas Tree Tract.